Welcome to Talking Crap and Stuff with Chip and Honey. Dive into the chaos of real life as we tackle everything from money and relationships to kids and beyond. Join us for our candid conversations with people from all walks of life. Whether rich or homeless, everyone has a story. Come on, embrace the ADHD energy and let's get talking. All right, kids, welcome back. I decided to just stick around and do one more here. And you're in Tiny Steps, Big Achievements, The Power of Incremental Progress, a financial autobiography by Patrick Claremont. And as you know, it's available on Amazon. All right, let's get into Chapter 15. This is Plan T, January 2007, Refocusing. It does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you don't stop. Confucius. All right, so by 2007, Plan Z looked way different than its original outline. It was hard to believe that we'd been at it for 6 years already. How was it possible that all these little steps got us to where we were? It was amazing. So below is a side-by-side look at Plan Z from 2001 and Plan Z 2007. So I will read it out to you. 2001, I work for minimum wage until I'm 65. 2007, I work at Costco at top rate until I'm 65. 2001, we rent our whole lives. 2007, we pay off our mortgage in 25 years. I'll be 61 years old. 2001, raise the kids. 2007, well, we keep raising the kids. 2001, we'll be debt-free at 57 years old. 2007, we'll be debt-free at 40, hopefully. But, reality did kick in. 2001, we'll start saving for retirement at 57, giving us 8 years of savings. 2007, we are saving for retirement and taking advantage of matches at work, giving us 28 years to save. 2001, at 65, we'll have a few $1,000s saved up and we collect our pensions. 2007, we collect our pensions at 65 and have over $200,000 in savings. 2001, over the course of 28 years, we'll spend our spare time writing, creating, making videos, and art. At 65, we can do more of it. 2007, all of the above, plus going to concerts and taking a few trips with the kids. At 65, we can do more of it. As I looked back, I was amazed at how little effort it all seemed to take. I felt as if I hadn't really done anything special. How could it be? Our lives are so different from our original Z plan. I cannot stress enough to myself and to you, the reader or the listener, that it's really and truly all about baby steps. Those of you who've raised babies or have seen babies know that there is a 100% chance. I'm going to try and turn the page here, kids. There's a 100% guarantee that the baby will fall many times when she first learns to walk. There is also a very good chance that at some point she will stop falling and success will be hers. The baby will walk. I guess what I'm trying to say is be a big baby. In January 2007, it was time to update our budget. After all, we were now paying for a mortgage, property taxes, water taxes, etc. taxes, or as my wife likes to say, etc. taxes. I was also making more money. I needed to find a new way to improve on Plan Z, and as per usual, it had to be something small and hopefully easy. I started by revamping our budget. I was hoping this would spark a new goal to set. One of the first things I did was set up my budget so that I could see what I called our national debt or family debt. The formula was simple: savings minus debt, including our mortgage. It was a real eye opener. That's a lot of red ink, I said to my wife. The good thing about seeing our national debt was that I knew exactly what our net worth was. I was inspired. Plan T would be turning back, Plan T would be turning red ink into black. I know that budgeting doesn't really sound like something that inspires, but as it turns out, people who budget and buy things on purpose actually feel better about what they have and enjoy life more. I love this quote by Dave Ramsey. A budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. The first thing you need to remember about budgeting is that it will not limit you. It will have the opposite effect. It will free you to do the things you really want. The first 6 months will probably be hard. You'll be building new habits. After the adjustment period, it gets exciting. Why? Because you see progress and you begin to feel empowered. You go from being a slave to your money to being a master of it. Organizing your money doesn't have to be a big chore or complicated, nor does it have to be boring or depressing. Having a financial plan will give you control. It may be fun to let go of the steering wheel once in a while, but if you don't put your hands back on the wheel, you're going to crash. Like everything else in life, you're probably going to fall off the wagon as you learn to manage your spending. It's not a reason to give up. With time, you'll build good habits, and soon you'll be setting aside funds for those unexpected situations. Life is less scary when you have a net below. Now, let's just say that it's not like not scary, it's just less scary. One of the most exciting and addictive things about budgeting for me was watching the Red Sea of debt going down. It didn't matter if it was $1 or 100. It always pumped me up when I saw the red number drop. It took us several years to reach black ink. I remember that day thinking, if we cashed in all of our RSPs and stocks, we would pay off the mortgage and be completely debt-free. Of course, we didn't do that, but it was nice knowing that we were there. When I first started budgeting, I used to go over my budget once a week. Every Friday night or Saturday morning, I'd sit down, punch in the numbers. Now that I'm retired, I go over it once a month. But that's not true. I go over it once a week still. I used to do it once a month, but then I was like, I can't do it. I got to do it once a week. How should you create your budget? Try different things. I change the look of my budget almost every year. It's fun. Below is a basic example that I hope inspires you to start. Of course, you don't see below, so I'll read it to you. First, you'll need to sit down with your partner and get all your stuff out in the open. Let's say your plan Z for you and your partner is to work at a minimum wage job until you're 65. At 65, you'll get your pension and enjoy reading books and going for walks, work in the garden, and watch a few shows before going to bed. This is your life's dream. Now, you have your own dream, but I'm just putting it out there. Depending on where you are in life, and if you can, you'll want to have a few important goals in your plan Z. 1. Try setting a debt-free goal. That means no credit card debt, no car payments, and if you're lucky enough to have a house, no mortgage. Number 2, you'll want to have as much savings as possible. This is made easier when you have no debt. Step number 3, it's a good idea to know how much your future will cost you. Rent, insurances, electricity, and any other bills you probably have. I would suggest using 4 to 5% inflation rate. You can find inflation calculators online. If you find that a 5% inflation rate is too high and intimidating, then use a 3% inflation rate. This is a solid number that is probably more realistic over the long term. I just like using higher numbers because I'd rather overshoot on my projections, but that's just me. I always tell people, overestimate your bills, underestimate your income, and usually you'll come out ahead of the game. If you're not sure how inflation works, here's a simple example. From 1914 to 1922, the average inflation rate was 3.02% year over year. According to the Bank of Canada inflation calculator, according to the Bank of Canada inflation calculator, a basket of goods worth $100 in 2000 would cost you $160 in 2022. The average inflation rate during that period was 2.15%. The reality is, not all things follow inflation. Some things are more. For example, rent and housing prices have gone way up. Television, clothing, phone plans, computers, and cars have come down. No one knows what the future brings, but we can guess by looking at the past. Grab a piece of paper or open a new document on your computer, and over the next week or two, write down the following. 1. How much you owe on every credit card, car loan, and line of credit. The interest rate for every card. How much money you paid in interest. What is your minimum payment? How long will it take you to pay it off? Can you do it before you're 65? Number 2, write down your mortgage/rent payment. How much you pay in interest on your mortgage. Will you be able to pay off your mortgage by the time you're 65? Number 3, all other bills, taxes, life insurance, car insurance, food, gas, booze, restaurants, Netflix, internet, cable. The list goes on and on. You know all your bills. Once you have all these things together, you'll see where all your money is going. When writing down your Z plan, you'll just keep the basics. So basically, you want your rent, your mortgage, city taxes. Hopefully, you'll be mortgage free by that time. Electricity, hydro, gas, oil, food. These are the things you need to live. A roof over your head, electricity, and food. After all these things are down, we'll start to spoil ourselves with a car, cable, and other wants. So in the end, Plan T was all about updating our budget and seeing exactly where we stood financially. Although it wasn't an automatic improvement to our Z plan, it did help us stay focused. Remember that the example I just gave you is an example. You're going to have your own Z plan. You're going to have your own shit. So I'm ADHD. The smaller and the quicker the goal, the better chance I have of, anyways, I got to go have some supper. It's getting late. Okay, so seriously, folks, start with just the basics, okay? Start with the roof over your head and your bills so that you can survive, and then you add from there, okay? I'm not saying like, oh my God, when you retire, that's all. Look, you just need a plan. Start with the basics. Go from there. Improve on the basics. All right? That's what I'm talking about. All right, kids, listen, I'm going to stop here because this is a pretty long one. Enjoy your day. And remember to check out my book if you don't, because, I read really badly. So you're probably going to be like, I don't want to listen to this guy read another fucking chapter. I'm going to go buy his book instead. All right, kids, have fun. And then we'll see you next time, okay? Bye.